This podcast is brought to you by Infinite Resources, a local staffing agency connecting diverse job candidates in central Iowa companies.
Amplified.
Hello, everyone. This is Kenny Lilly, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Do the Math 24/7's Math Talk. Today we have a special guest, Miss Patricia Barbee. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Thank you for being part of the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I know we've been trying to, connect and link up for a podcast for a while now.
Yes. I'm over the jitters.
Definitely glad that we can do it today. So, but before we go into my company, Do the Math 24, and before we go into the podcast, I want to briefly just talk about my company. Do the Math 24/7 is a company with a positive message on understanding unity and equality. We have several different ways in which we spread our positive message. We have a school fundraising program. We have a character building program, an anti-bully program. We have a podcast. We have an apparel line. We do public speaking, and then we also have action figures. And this is our newest line of action figures right here. We'll be having some T-shirts going out soon, as well as an activity book, eventually a book, and hopefully a kids show down the road. So that's kind of what I'm thinking.
That's cool.
Just with using the 5 basic math symbols. So I'm going to briefly break that down. So for add is add kindness, add inclusion. For subtract bullying, subtract injustice. For multiply love, multiply peace. For divide is indivisible. Even though we're divided at times, we're stronger and unified as a people. Equal stands for equality, and 24/7 stands for all the time. So there you go. Do the math 24/7. So again, Miss Patricia Barbee, thank you for joining the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Let me just say that I didn't know that you did all of that.
Yes. Yeah.
So now I have to spread the word.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I did not know that.
Yes.
I'm impressed.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're trying to hit them everywhere.
I see. But it's needed though.
It is needed. It's definitely needed.
It is really needed.
Yeah. Yeah,
at all ages. People are like, oh, that's not, it's needed.
It's needed, yeah. And, just kind of tying into that, when we first met, it was actually at a needed event at King Elementary.
Yes.
It was last spring, and it was kind of a community involvement potluck.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. And it was presented by RJ. Shout out to RJ Miller.
Hi, RJ.
Yeah. But you remember that event, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm always getting roped into something.
Yeah.
And as long as you add kid to the end of it,
right,
I'm there.
You're there.
I had never been to King before, and me and RJ had been conversing about it. But like I said, any event that's involving children, I'm with it.
Yeah, yeah. And we all had it was like 7 of us. We all had an opportunity to go up to the front, remember, and to share kind of what we do.
Yeah.
Our little 30-minute spiel.
He made us go up
right. But I did, remember what you said as far as your nonprofit, Project Bridging, and how you focus on at-risk young women, and all nationalities. And, so kind of share about your nonprofit.
Project Bridging has a mission of bridging the gap, opportunity, any gap that involves stopping these girls from being who they're supposed to be. Full potential. Whole person. Mm-hmm. We focus on the whole person. Mm-hmm. And I focus on underserved girls because they are overlooked at many times, whether it's financially or because they can't afford to do things.
Yeah. So
I'm not a man. I believe that a woman can help a young man show how to treat a woman. But in me, I know that what a woman sees in me or a young lady sees in me, they can emulate it. So it's easier for me to transfer feelings, transfer thoughts, and to understand where they're coming from.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. And, before I forget, like I mentioned before we started recording this, I want to congratulate you on your most recent award. I mean, this is a fresh award. We're talking about less than a week.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right. So let me go ahead and read this off and make sure I got it right. Right. The Girl Scouts of Iowa Character Award.
Character Award.
For 2025.
Yes, the Inspiring Women of Iowa. Yes.
Right. And this is something that you mentioned that you didn't submit an application.
No.
Someone reached out.
Yes. I had no idea what it was. I went last year and met some awesome women. Mm-hmm. I'd never been a Girl Scout. So I never had the opportunity to know what goes on in the organization as a whole. But just being in that room with them and feeling the genuine, authentic love and welcome, I was like, hey, I could be a part of something like this, whether it's a volunteer, to working in troops, so on and so forth. And I get a call in February and says, hi, Patricia, I'm such and such and such and such, and you've been nominated. If you made it to the 4 finalists, I said, 4 finalists of what?
Right.
And she said character, and I'm like, who's watching my character to know that it's that important to me to be recognized by something that all these people are going to see? That was enough for me.
That was enough.
Yes. When I went in, I had no intentions of winning. I'm up against Goliaths. Little on me, we started in 2018, but we picked up in 2022. We have girls enrolling, and they're coming, and we're trying to form a community. But to see that my character is seen by other people, that still has me in awe. That still has me in complete awe.
Yeah. And that was kind of one of my questions, but you probably already answered it. You did. Just how does it feel just to get that award?
So first of all, we're watching the finalists, and they're showing the videos of the work that the ladies do, their dedication, and I'm just like a little bit defeated because they're big leaguers and I'm just starting out. Even though I have the love and the same thing they have, I don't have the resources. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, it's okay to be nominated. I'm good. One of the candidates who's in the same categorization as me, we spoke earlier, and she was like, I didn't write a speech. And I'm like, well, why didn't you write a speech? And I'm thinking it's because you don't have to. And she was like, oh, well, you won. I'm like, you don't know who wins until they announce it. Nobody knows who wins in the contestants until they announce, and they give you trigger words that let you know who it is. So I'm like, we're all great candidates.
Right, yeah, sure.
We all do mentor work. We all work for children. We all work for families. We are supporting in the community. It's a chance for all of us to win. That's why we're here.
Yes.
I'm listening to the lady, Jody Long. She's talking. After the video, They're Courageous, read off my qualifications, which speaks to my heart. And Jody's saying she's a mentor in the community. I'm like, okay, well, that's all of us.
Right.
She said, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, that's still all of us. She said, she's bridging. Ooh. I said, my God, she's talking about me. And all I could do was cry.
Yeah.
All I could do was cry. And my friends at the table were like, you got to get up. My mentees that I brought, they say, Miss Barbee, get up.
Miss Barbee, get up.
Miss Barbee, get up and go up them stairs. And I'm like, y'all just don't know that. I'm okay with not being recognized by certain things, but to be recognized and to be genuine, that was just something different for me.
Yeah.
That was something different.
Yeah.
I will never forget that.
Yeah. And just knowing that every day you're impacting young women. That's an award every day.
To me, it's just life.
A natural right. Yeah.
Like, I need them as much as they need me.
Right.
I don't like the video said, I don't have any children. So it's not like I'm going home to be a mother or anything else. They add to me the way I add to them.
Right.
I think, and I know in my heart that it's important as a society to have a positive view of yourself and those who look like you and those who don't. So that, like you said, it's a reward. I get a reward from it.
Right. And this one thing I do mention, at that event at King Elementary, when you kind of shared a little bit about your organization, I think that you were even requested for bilingual mentors because you had young women from different ethnic backgrounds. Vietnam. I
have Hispanic girls, some from Ecuador, some from Mexico. I have I have 2 Liberian girls. I have one from Congolese. I don't tell anybody no. You're born female, you're in. We don't want to have barriers that stop them from being who they are. Right. I know that grades are important. Your behavior is important. And I hammer that into my girls because beauty will only get you so far. Inner beauty and outer beauty will only get you so far. They cannot take your knowledge from you. You have to be someone who is a force to be reckoned with. You have to be. In this world, there's a lot of people and there's a lot of replication. You have to be the one of one, who you are. Bring it out. Show the people. Let them see you. Hello.
Right.
When I was on stage, and my speech was, "Get used to seeing me simply because I'm qualified." My best friend said, "Friend, why do you miss events? You're qualified. You were invited. Show up and show them who you are." And at first I was like, I'm not going to these places. It's not about me. It's about these girls.
Right.
But I'm on the forefront. You see me, you see them. So I'm showing up. I'm showing that we're qualified.
Right.
And that we need things, but we're also needed.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of that, I'm part of the Fall Festival Parade at the Elkin Davis Park. So I'm at, if you want to be a part of that in September.
I do. I have more preparation for it this year.
Yeah. So put that little plug in. Fall Festival, y'all.
I got wrangled into the community. You know how the river
committee,
bend and
the
all
planning
that?
committee?
Yes. And I was out there doing work. I didn't know who any of those people are, but they were telling me what to do, and I was just following orders.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with following orders.
Yeah,
I know that in my leadership, I want to be a servant leader.
Right.
So I do what I'm supposed to do when I'm supposed to do it, because I still was brought up in a way you listen to your elders.
Come on. Right. Miss Jean Maynahan.
Yes. And I haven't been sent off yet, so I'm on a roll.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Who else? Margaret Wright?
Yep.
Yeah.
I did African American Leadership Academy with her.
With Margaret Wright.
Top tier.
Yeah.
Top tier.
She's a gem.
Yep.
Yeah. That's good. Speaking of kind of childhood and roots, let's talk a little bit about Chicago, Chi-Town.
My first love. I love Chicago.
So, go ahead. You got the mic.
Born and raised from a big family. Went to great schools, participated in after-school programs, was taught that you had to learn and lead. In Chicago, you have to have good grades. Getting into high school is like applying for a college. Many people don't know this, but you have to pass the test. You have to have participation. You have to have an interest letter exam. It's a lot to it. So with the education that I received from Chicago, most people be like, "Oh, you're from Chicago," and they see certain things or they remember what they heard. It's not like what they heard or what they've seen. So I like being the exception for what they thought.
Come on.
That they knew about Chicago.
Come on.
A great place.
Right.
So I like being the exception. So when they say certain things or have certain smart remarks, I'm here to set the record straight.
Yeah.
I'm proud of Chicago.
Yeah.
Love the people there. Love the sense of community. Love the things that it offers, the culture, the food. I just wish it was a better place.
Yeah.
And I know that it can get there.
Yeah. So how does being raised in Chicago, and as far as your heart, your compassion for young women at risk, how did that all come together, or did you bring some of that energy to Des Moines?
I'm trying. With the energy, I'm trying. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of positive energy here, a lot of positive women here, and they've taken me under their wing with no objection, no what do you have to offer us, none of that sort.
Sure.
So they've given. But from the time that I can remember in school, I had teachers who empowered me. They were women. I had recess aides, Miss Ryan, who empowered me. I had teachers. I had a grandmother who taught me to be strong and resilient and respectful at the same time, because you don't have to demand something in a nasty and real way to get it. And I had a mother who loved on me so much. It's just poured out of me. So that's why when I go places, I pour into what is there, because I believe in being of service. Right. And that's what I was taught. That's what Chicago taught me, to be of service, and good things will come to you. I've seen it my whole life. If you dedicate yourself to things the way that other people do, especially strong women who look like you and who don't, because I was raised by people who were relatives, who weren't relatives, We had slumber parties. We had block parties. We had group activities. We went trick-or-treating together. We did all type of things. We used to go down the street and get big bags of trick-or-treat candy, and we would all have to share it. So it all boiled back to community and respect. That's what Chicago taught me, and that's what I want to share with my girls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So what are some things, a few things that you think that at-risk young women are currently facing?
Lack of access and lack of role models. There are so many things that they intake, whether they hear it or listen to it, that's not, I'm just going to go ahead flat out and say it, it's not for them. It's not for them.
Yeah.
And they're taking it in. So I want to counter that by showing them this is the mirror of you. You want to see a baddie, look in the mirror. That's looks and intelligence. That's not just somewhere embarrassing yourself, your family, your mother, yourself. It's about being the authentic you, growing into who you want to be. You might not be the best version of yourself, but we wake up every day looking to improve that.
Come on.
I don't want them to wait till they're my age, 42, and just figure it out. I want them to figure it out going into high school. This is my plan. This is what I see myself as. It might not work out for the best, or it might not even work out with your plan, but to have a plan.
Have a plan.
Will set things in order so they can see this is for me, this is not for me. I can do this. That's not an option for me. Because that's not what I want my future self to look back and say, oh, I shouldn't have did that. We're looking for proud moments, happiness moments, moments of access.
Access, right.
Aha moments.
Right.
And I like being a part of those aha moments.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because I want them to see it. See what I see.
That. Yeah.
Miss Barbee, what do you see? I see the best person ever when I look at you.
Right. Yeah.
They say, well, you say it to everybody, and I mean it.
And you mean it.
I mean it. You are the only you. I want you to be the best so that when people look at you, there's no mistaking. You can have your perception of me, but let's talk about who I am. Let's talk about what I've done, what I will do, who I will help, because I'm going to pay it forward.
Right.
So that's. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. No, that's heavy. I mean, and that's needed. What are some things that make your programming unique versus other women's?
After research, I found that there are 1.2 million nonprofit organizations in this country alone. Less than 2% are focused on girls, whether it's athleticism, mentorship, or academics. That is almost the smallest speck of a speck.
Yeah.
There are so many things that are not focused towards girls and leadership and careers, in sports as well, and other things. You see how a lot of us are treated simply because we are females. So it goes back to how I was brought up, who I can help them become, and what I see is available for them. Or a way to make it available. Knock down that door. How are we going to get in? We can do this together.
Yeah.
Two heads is better than one.
Right.
And the whole community, we unstoppable.
Yeah. No, that's good. I did some research on your organization. Well, I have been, obviously, just through knowing you, different events, seeing all your posts, and then just kind of doing my own research. And, one thing that you mentioned, I think it's even your vision or your mission statement, but one thing that sticks out is individuality. So why did you feel like you had to mention that? Why is that so much of a point of emphasis?
Because we are not a monolith. We might be the same in many ways, but we're not the same. So in the class, the African American Leadership Academy class, I learned that I am an individualist, which I knew, but to see it in print and to explain it who I am, is just like the nail in the final nail in the coffin for me. So I see you, and you have 6 friends. I don't see you as your friends. I don't see their behavior as your behavior. I don't see their words as your words that come out of your mouth. I don't put things, clump them together, because I don't want to be clumped together, especially when it's something negative.
That's good.
If I'm upset with you, I'm upset with you. I'm not upset with your 5 friends.
Right.
That has nothing to do with them. When you focus and you pay attention on the individual as a person, you have more of an impact.
That's good.
I was never clumped together by my family, my parents, or anything. I was always Patricia Barbee. I am who I am. They are who they are. Now, we're family, we're cousins. Some things we do alike. We might walk alike. We might dance in the same rhythm. But when it comes to being individuals, I can appreciate that. And I want to give that to them. I don't want to say, hey, you're all in trouble or you're all rewarded, because I want your reward to be your reward and I want your consequence to be your consequence, because you don't all get the same thing from something.
Yeah. So how does that help young women as they're molding themselves and growing into womanhood? How does that helping them, just focusing on individuality?
It shows them that you are your own person. You take things from people, from environments, from what you learn, what you see, what you eat, so on and so forth. But to know that you are the only one who you are. You could be a set of quadruplets. You are still this one person with your experiences. I respect experience. I respect your word. And I want you, as a young woman, to respect it as well.
Right.
So when you have respect for yourself, not just an ego, respect, you're in a whole nother league.
Right.
You're winning.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't even know it. You're winning. And to be an individual is one of the best things ever, because my thoughts, my reaction to things, the way I look, the way I dress is mine.
Right.
It could have been 50 sweaters on the rack. The way I wear it is my own individual way. And I want them to know that if you don't have anything else, be an individual. Don't be like the crowd.
Right.
If you're going to get in trouble for what you doing, what you understand.
Yeah.
What's your level, not someone else's.
Yeah.
Be an individual at all times.
No, that's good. And that's one thing that, with my character building program, I try to be one of the core things I discuss when it comes to respect is self-respect. Let's break down self-respect first. If you got to first learn how to respect yourself. Let's deal
or
with
nobody
self
else will.
first, if no one else will. Or you learn how to respect you first before you learn how to, try to respect somebody else. It's you first. It's your body.
Because it's a reflection.
Mental.
It's a reflection
Right.
of who you are and how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
That's how you treat other people. And that's why I tell
good,
people, you got to watch yourself. You got to watch your words.
Yeah.
Because it's all reflecting back to who you are as an individual. I don't have time to be angry. I don't have time to be upset. I don't have time to be mean. I don't have time for any of that, especially for people who don't deserve it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, what does a typical mentee-mentor relationship look like? If you can give me like a snapshot.
Kids be in my business. But I don't mind. They in my lotion, they in my purse, they in my wallet. But I know that they're comfortable and it builds a level of respect. I don't think because I'm an adult that I'm right and they're wrong. I'm big, they're little. I'm right, you're wrong, and there's nothing you can do about it. Love, Matilda. But it shows you cannot respect something and you don't see it as your equal in many ways, even as just a human.
Yeah.
They're human.
Yeah.
They're people.
People.
They feel things. They might not know how to express it, but they feel it. And it's okay for them to feel it. How are we going to work through it?
Yeah.
How are we gonna build off of this, or how are we gonna bleed that to the side? Because that's not what we want for you. So I really go out of my way to show them that I'm here for them, that I am here for you. Now don't go too far, because I'll tell you, parent, I'm still a mandated reporter. But with your feelings, if I didn't feel it, I had a cousin who felt it. I had an aunt who felt it. I have a friend who felt it. I had a mom who felt it. So we're together building a community. And I want them to know that being a part of this community, you give respect, you get it. You speak in a way that you want to be spoken to. You do things to people that you want to be done to. We don't do the gossip. They already know when you come in my presence, that's not what we're here for. Let the outside world be ugly. When you look in the mirror, are you ugly? No, ma'am. Be that. I want the outside world to become so silent that when they're in a community, even when they're not in each other's presence, that they are building off of that.
Yeah.
That they remember who they are and what they learned so that the world won't be as hard for them.
Right.
Yeah,
That
it's
mental
it's
space.
hard. Yes, yes. I want them to be in such a space. That's why me as an adult, I don't finger wag all the time because nobody wants that. How are they learning from that? So with everything that we do, I try to create some type of experience so that they see that this is how I treat you. How are you treating me and how are you treating others? Because we talked about something yesterday. Your friends and your family are the first people who you're in a relationship with. That's how you learn how to love other people, whether it's your friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. This is the first experience that you get. I want it to be positive so that you can see this is for me. I'm not doing that. She might do that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's great. No, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
I just want them to get it. I want them to be the girls that get it.
Right,
Yes.
right.
I want them to get it.
Yeah, and it's important, especially just they're building that habit at a young age, and that's something I mention almost on my podcast. Some kind of way I throw that in there is just, these kids, or young adults, is that get into the habit.
I wish I would have got into it earlier. And I had people who were pushing for me.
Come on.
But when I tell you, baby, procrastination got a hold on me.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I feel like a hypocrite when I talk to them about.
Yeah.
Doing things on task, staying on task. Because I know I'm like a hummingbird. Soon as you leave and you said something, if I did not write it down, I forgot it.
Yeah, yeah.
Blame it on my head, not my heart. Because
Right.
it's not like I'm being
It's not
disrespectful or that I don't care. It's just that staying on task,
Yeah.
sometimes difficult, very difficult.
Right.
And you can't expect them to do things
Come on.
that you are not
Come on.
modeling.
Right, right.
Or
There
that
you
you're not
go.
doing. So they're
So don't
giving me a
expect
push.
that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So sometimes I got to catch myself and be like, you know what? If you would have did better, they could do better. If you would have reached out, they would have more things.
Yeah.
If you could have did what you were supposed to, it would be different.
Right.
So it's a push for me as well.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So what grade levels does it range?
Right now we do middle school and high school.
Middle school to high school.
I chose middle school because middle school is the forgotten. They are the
It's
forgotten.
that in between. Yeah.
They're not the babies,
Yeah.
but they're not high school or grown.
Right. Yeah, but that's when they're in that pocket.
Yes. Yes.
Come on.
There's something else.
They're growing more. And
There's something
just,
else. Yeah.
Formulating ideas more.
And them ideas got to catch up to that body, to that what you want to look like and what you want to be like.
Yeah.
Because they're still babies. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
They're still babies to me, and they need to be protected and taught.
Come on. Exactly. And then having that foundation at that age, right?
It's not often that you see it, that they can stand their own ground because someone is behind them, pushing them.
Yeah.
You can do it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm back here cheering. You ain't hear me scream your name? I got you.
So are the middle school kids and the high school kids, they intertwine? I mean, they're working together. Okay, so that's good. So they're getting that interaction. And
a lot of them who are in high school transition from the elementary part. So we don't realize they have a whole community together anyway.
Right.
They already together. They know everybody. They have friends. They are in sports together, AAU programs, volleyball, basketball, all that. So they're together. And I'm realizing that it's a ball, but I want to form it.
Yeah.
And I don't want the girls to get to high school, which I have to get better at, pushing myself to make sure that they are more involved and not just at big events. Because they are still at an age where they need to know this is what's to be expected from you. This is what you expect yourself. School, books, learning, and whatever else comes after that comes after that. But you already have a heavy load.
Yeah.
And it's hard when you barely made it through middle school and you want to reinvent yourself in high school, but what are you reinventing yourself as?
And what are you modeling yourself after?
Yes.
Because you're gonna reinvent some kind of way, right?
Yes.
But what is that?
Yes.
Yeah. And who are those models?
Because modesty is not the name of the game nowadays. It's too much of me seeing things without me hearing your words. It's not about shaming or anything else. And my girls know it, love you to death. but I need to hear you and not see you. Perception is everything. I don't want somebody thinking that because you are dressed in a certain way that they can treat you as a certain way, or that you don't have the intelligence far past what you think they have.
Right. No, that's good. That's really good. So let's say from a mentor standpoint, for someone that has an interest of possibly getting into mentoring young women, what are some benchmarks that you would want them to have?
I want them to know that everything is not for everywhere.
And what do you mean by that?
I want them to know that there's a time and place for everything. For your verbiage, your attire, even your music. Because all of this is coming into what you are putting into these young girls. All of it's coming into, whether you think they pay attention or not, they're paying full attention.
Right. No, you're right.
So you can't come up blasting city girls and they no. Put your tongue in your mouth, straighten up.
Right, yeah.
This ain't the time for that.
Yeah.
So when we go into doing certain things, it's about modeling.
Yeah.
Before we open our mouths, the same way we judge things, they judge things. I don't want you to come into something and you have to build respect because they already think that they don't have to respect you.
You want that already be there at
Yes.
the gate.
That's ground level.
Right.
That's
That's good.
Respect is a minimum.
Yeah.
But when they think that you are a certain thing that they see on TV or that they hear in music, they themselves think that, oh, it's not that important. I can't take them serious. I don't have to.
Yeah. Now, if you're an adult doing that with your girlfriends on the weekend, that's something.
Do you,
they
baby.
gonna know that.
Yes.
The difference. But what you're
Yes.
saying is when it's time to lock in.
Lock in. Because, baby, you grown. Do you.
Right.
Be beautiful in
but
it.
you ain't there yet.
Yes. They're not there yet.
Right.
So I don't want them to skip steps.
Come on. Right. Yeah.
Trying to get where you are when they haven't had the knowledge or anything behind the experience that you are. So it's important, not take away from anything. You can learn something. The Bible tells you can learn anything from anywhere, even if it was what not to do. And these girls need to see all type of women.
Yeah.
All type of women. They need you. But they need to see a positive way of being who they are. Because they're going to take the easy way out of doing things. So you hold them accountable by holding yourself accountable.
Yeah.
So when you hold yourself accountable and they see things, oh, Miss Barbee, your TikTok boring. For you. You're not supposed to see the TikTok, the real one.
Right.
Not the one while I'm grown and being an adult. We have to learn how to separate things. Separation is the name of the game when you're looking to mentor someone else's child.
Separation. Yeah.
You have to separate things that you do from the PG things.
Right. Yeah.
Because they looking and they're going to admire you and they're going to love you.
And then they want to find something. They want to find that little crack in the wall. Like, see, I told you, I knew it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You can't give them the ammo. They'll blow you up. Sometimes I'm okay with laying on the grenade to save everything else. But you have to coming in as a mentor, be serious enough to let them know, I love you, I'm here for you, but we're going to do things the correct way.
Come on.
We're not going to conform to societal ways.
Right.
We're gonna reach aspects of which me and you set together as goals to get where you need to be. Because that's where we want you to be, where you want to be. But I want you to be happy, successful, in the right state of mind.
You know, that's funny. Not funny, but interesting. You mentioned as far as even the whole successful standpoint. You know, because earlier before the show we were talking as far as a young lady that you said her father's in construction, and how you're telling her like, hey,
yes,
work to try to take over the business.
Love her.
Come on,
retire your parents.
Right, take over that construction business.
You got it. It's in you. Yes,
go get it.
And that's why I'm stepping out into the community.
Yeah,
because men are needed. Definite. We can't be men, but there are some women who these girls need to be in front of. Yeah, they need to hear their stories. I'm running out of stories. I'm gonna come up with some more, but they need to hear stories. They need to see themselves. Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yes, because this is possible. You know how it's possible? Because it's right here in front of you.
It's right here in front of me.
You can't deny what's in front of you.
You can't deny, yeah, what you see.
It's right here.
It's right there.
So work towards it.
Right. Yeah, no, that's good.
We all fall short. But we're talking about the keeping up part, the getting up part. That's what I'm here for. Here's my hand. Here are 100 women who look like you and don't look like you.
Yeah.
Who are human first.
Human first.
Who have their hands out. Here you go. Let's go.
I want to help you.
Get up.
Yeah.
Dust it off and let's try again.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with failing.
Yeah.
But what are we doing to get it right?
Yeah. And that's good you mentioned that, just, making sure that, you're, of course, as a youth, you're seeing where Miss Patty Barbee is at now, but also you're explaining the process. You're explaining,
yes.
I've got bumped and bruised, and I've gone through this, or I see over this.
I need to hear it.
Come on.
I'm a person. Okay, when you as a child, you do as you told. I'm fine with that, but I had to get out of my own way when people were saying, "Tell your story," because I don't want to overstep and give them the ammunition to go out and do something that their parents or their guardians wouldn't approve of. So I'm real tight-lipped when it comes to certain things.
Right.
Even body movement around them is real tight. But I'm learning that they need to hear it and see that I went to 6 colleges and still haven't finished, and working right now at the age of 42 to finish my education degree.
Come on,
and
that's real.
to get a master's in leadership and organizational skills. I want them to see that I put my money where my mouth is.
Come on. Yeah.
I want them to see that I had friends who I lost. I want them to see that I have a friend that's been my friend. We fell in love the day I met her. She is my best friend, 20-something years now. You can have a friend. Everybody's not a backbiter. Everybody's not against you. Everybody doesn't want what you have. People are clapping for you.
Come on.
Before you even finish, they are clapping for you. I want them to see that we all don't have mothers. We were all raised by different people. But to come together and to be a community and put those pieces and fill those holes with each other, that's something different.
Yeah.
That's something different, and it's powerful. And to be a part of it, I am humbly grateful for it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Just as far as what you're doing. And
I'm trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying.
And like we said, we both of us, acknowledge it's definitely needed. And, and in all grace, it's definitely needed in all grace, but just
I'm working on that as well.
Okay.
We're going down to fifth grade.
Future projects, come on, where you go?
We're working on fifth grades, because fifth grade is the cusp. You going in and you thinking that you know something. Oh, I'm a big middle schooler now. I go switch classes. I do this and do that. But who's guiding you?
Come on, okay.
That 6th grade year, because that 6th grade year is something tough on them babies.
Yeah, yeah.
They get in there, they combine it with different schools. It's no longer as structured as it was then. They're reinventing themselves every day, like you said.
Yeah.
They're choosing friends. They're seeing that people who they thought was their friend doesn't know how to be a friend. It's not that they don't like you. They don't know how to do certain things that you don't either. So they're working on being who they are, and they need navigation help.
Yeah. And I like how you mentioned, like, they're not your enemy. You mentioned it a few times.
Everybody
and I think
who
sometimes,
doesn't,
it's a warped thinking that sometimes
it
we
is.
have. Thinking
it is.
That,
and that's why I'm glad you have the program with the bullying, because there's a difference between me and you having a conflict and me being your bully.
Right. Come on.
I don't want to have power over you. But just because I don't disagree with you, I don't agree with you, or I disagree on a lot of things, and we're just not in the same friend group, that does not mean that I'm your enemy or that I hate you.
You may want to run that back, but
it is true. I don't want you to think that because
thinking the worst.
Yes.
Yeah.
We just ain't clicked yet. Let's create some opportunities to click.
Yes.
Because I have girls who have learning disabilities. They see themselves as different things. They have different pronouns. I have people asking me, oh, you're going to let them in? Absolutely. Absolutely. How are you better than them? How is your child better than them? This is a time where I'm helping them form who they are. I like having an input on that, and I'm not going to be their bully. I'm not going to be their hater.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen for me.
Yeah.
So if they fit the criteria and their behavior is proper, come on in.
Come on in.
Doors open.
Point to the camera, say that. Come on in.
Come on in. Doors open. Doors wide open.
Yeah.
I want them to feel welcome.
Right.
We live in a
Yeah.
world sometimes where we ostracize people because they're different from us. Being different is your superpower.
Your superpower. Yeah.
I want to have people around me who are not like me.
Right. Yeah.
Because
Right.
how will
No
I learn?
twinning.
How will I learn? It's okay with twinning them, but I don't want you to be just like me. Who has an original thought then?
Come on. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't need you in complete agreement with me. I need you to challenge my thoughts.
Yeah.
I need you to change the way I see things sometimes.
Yeah.
Because they might not be right.
Might not be right. Yeah.
And as an adult, I know that a child can do that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mind is open to that. I don't think kids need to stay in kids' place. Now, respect is a must, but I'm not going to stop you from thinking your own thoughts and saying what you want to say. Now, if it's something that I feel that you can add to in a positive way, we're going to work towards that. If that's something that I don't think is for you, we're going to talk about why it's not for you. Because there's nothing better than the understanding. You can't tell me something and then you didn't help me understand it.
Yeah. You got to build.
Help me understand something. Yes.
Right, the full circle.
You have to help me
So,
understand it or you wasted your time.
Right. Yeah. No, that's good. So, and I know we mentioned as far as people that may have an interest as far as being mentors, but.
And you're welcome too, because it's a lot of them.
And that was why I was kind of segueing into that. So, how can people get in contact with you as far as that have?
We
an
are
interest?
online, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. All our handles are at Project Bridging. Facebook is the most current information. We're working on our marketing. I'm working on letting the girls be the face with the
empowering.
marketing. Yes, with the. Of course, I'm a checks and balance, but I want them to be the one who does the marketing, who forms committees, who goes out into the community and say, this is who we are, this is what we do, this is the need. We have people who are helping us fill the need, and this is how you can help fill that need as well.
Okay. Is there any upcoming projects? I know it's summertime.
We are actually planning right now.
Okay.
Because I want them to not be bored. You know, when you don't exercise your mind and do certain things over the summertime, you lose some of that schooling and so forth. I want them to be involved with each other. This is not a school program. This is not a school program. This is not a school program. I am available for them as long as I am here. And I want other people to be available weekends, summertime, breaks, and so on and so forth. That's why we have our annual Friendsmas. We have some girls who are religious and they cannot celebrate Christmas, so we don't bring religion into it. It's a time for us to get together. We have a Friendsmas. We have everything that we come together as a group. Skating parties. We're doing bonfires. We're looking for funding right now to help us with screens and going on field trips and excursions. We're trying to get to Wildwood Ranch. We have certain things that we're planning that we need help to get going with, but I want them to still be together and have a sisterhood in the community that thrives 365 and not the 8, 9 months that school is in session.
Right. And if organizations or just people in general wanted to donate, can they find that information on Project Bridging on
They
through
absolutely
Facebook?
can. Yes,
Okay.
they absolutely can.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And just so people will know, what's your Facebook as well? Patty Mayo?
Patty Mayo.
Yeah.
Yes.
MAYO. So just to make sure that
Yes.
get in contact with you.
Because I'm definitely there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But the business page, like I said,
The
we're
business
improving.
page.
I'm learning. They're teaching me that you don't have to have everything.
No.
That they can help. Because they're smart, they're intelligent, they're free range thinkers. They're not as conformed as I am.
Right.
And them not being as conformed is a great thing.
Yeah, and they probably know more social
They
media
do.
than you anyway.
They do.
Come on. I mean,
They do.
That's
They
a
be
good
doing-
look for you.
They be doing editing and everything
Right,
else.
come on.
And I'd be so
That's what you
grateful to them.
need.
I'm so grateful to them. And they be like, well, we're just kids. I said, y'all don't know.
No.
It has nothing to do with age.
No.
I'm so grateful for
They're
y'all.
just in that era that, yeah.
I'm
they're
so
around it,
grateful,
right.
like-
Yeah. We're the ones that have to learn.
Yes.
So,
and sometimes it's
they're
beyond
born in it.
words. Yes.
Come on.
And they know how
Big
to do
difference.
it.
They know how
And
to,
they're into it. So
yeah.
that's
not saying that we can't.
Yes.
No, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yes, but they're in the moment of it.
Right.
We're learning.
Right.
We're past that.
We're past that.
Yeah. They're in the moment of it. So they can tell you, if I can't work my phone, Miss Barbee, let me see.
Yeah.
They know.
Here you go. $5.
Yeah. They get it together and they help me see that it's possible. Because sometimes I'll be like, I'm not doing that. Mm-hmm. But that takes away from what we as a whole, as a community for Project Bridging could be doing, because I say what I'm not doing because I don't know how to already do it. Mm-hmm. You can learn something from anybody, and they teach me that all the time.
Right.
Give us a chance to show you what we can do.
Well, they can, yeah.
And I'm with it.
Yeah, give them. Yeah, I try to do that with my son Noah, so he's always trying to get in stuff. I'm like, all right, well, challenge me then. He's getting into, just growing and whatnot. So it's like, why not? If he wants to, like washing the dishes,
How you gonna
I'm
learn?
doing the dishwasher, and he likes to. Every time I open the dishwasher, he runs over and he likes to help. So now I just pick them up and okay, here's the forks, the plastic ones, of course.
How are they gonna learn? Yes.
Yeah, and he's like, he loves the dishwasher, unloading the dishwasher.
I did. I did early childhood education for 20-something years, and I know the possibilities of babies.
Yeah, and he's one. He just turned one.
Yes.
But hey, all right.
So it's possible. The things that we see as restrictions and what we want to save them from, you're stopping them from blossoming.
Yeah. So he
you
got
be there to
chores
help.
now. Yeah.
You be there to help. Because when he go in that store, he's gonna be like, "Ooh, Daddy, I want."
Right.
Here you go for doing something extra. Yeah.
No, I definitely understand that. But that's good what you're doing, and just overall being in the community. Like I said, the first time hearing you kind of share what you do with the young women, and just knowing that you're looking at women from different ethnic backgrounds too, and just making sure that you're filling that void. That's awesome. So
that was also something different to me. There are programs here that focus on things that are supposed to be safe space, and I believe in minding your business.
Yeah.
And having a safe space that's for that individual party.
Right. Yeah.
So with that, I didn't want to take away from what was already a wheel. I didn't want to reinvent the wheel on that.
Right.
But there are many girls who don't have the grades, who are not from cultural backgrounds, who don't have the will to say, this is what I want. Because I'm into pushing. I do a lot of pushing. Mm-hmm. And they're like, the thank you afterwards. Because I tell them, you don't know until you try.
Right.
You can fail. I'm still going to cheer you on.
Right.
Your friends are still going to cheer you on. Your parents will still love you. But to create a space that's for them, that's not taken away from other things, was a big part of the structure of Project Bridging.
Okay. No, that's great.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you, taking the time right after an award. But I know you could have been busy and probably busy leading up to that. But thank you, for taking the time to be part of the show, because it's at least 6 months we were talking about. I think probably like in October initially of last year we were talking about meeting up. But, it's timing too. And really it worked out because you just got the word. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. We can kind of talk about that and kind of highlight, because that's one thing I want to make sure I do with my show. That's the core of the show, is just really highlight what you guys what people are doing in the community. So I applaud you as far as what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Now, we have one last question, which is to do the math equation.
Okay.
So it could be towards anything. It can be towards Project Bridging, life, Chicago, Des Moines, Midwest. No, anything you want to talk about. But what are some things that, or something that you can add, or needs to be added? What is something that I can subtract, and something that I can multiply? And by doing that would equal to what? Okay.
We can add positivity.
Add more positivity.
Because positivity will get you places that other things won't.
Okay.
It's a driving force. Mm-hmm. It's a driving force, and I've learned that. Subtract doubt.
Doubt.
Whether it's self-doubt or someone else. Mm-hmm. The doubt is strong. It's strong. Mm-hmm. And it's just because you see the possibilities of things that do go wrong. What if it goes right?
Come on. Yeah.
Now, what was the next one?
Multiply.
I would say we multiply possibilities. We need more possibilities. We need to see the possibilities. We need to have examples, not just kids. I mean, as the whole community as a whole, all the people. When we see possibilities, it also motivates us to bring about new things that offer possibilities, even if it's not just a direct impact on us.
Possibilities, and that would equal to what?
A more comfortable space to be in. We are so often uncomfortable in spaces. That's not fair. I think that a lot of things are not fair and they're going to be fair. But to be comfortable, we should be able to be comfortable in who we are and what we're doing and sitting in the space that we're in.
Yeah.
We need to be comfortable.
Yeah. And that's how we thrive more.
Yes.
Once we're comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah. One quick note. Before this podcast, I starts right here. I'd had a presentation. Shout out to Will Keeps.
I love Will.
Yeah, that's my guy. But we were, I had a class, presentation, and I was just telling them. I said, we just want to make sure that you're comfortable in your own skin and just comfortable with what you wear. And I'm at flip flops versus whatever. And I gave the example. I was like, in an 8-hour shift, do you want to be wearing tight church shoes that are tight on your feet, or do you want to wear flip flops? Do you thrive more in flip flop versus the tight church shoes? And I said, it's okay to be in the flip-flops.
It is.
Be comfortable in the flip-flops, and you can thrive in that.
It is.
So if that's what makes you comfortable and that's your space, then do that, because that's how you thrive. That's how you're comfortable, and just kind of, piggyback on that. As long as, we're comfortable in our own space, we make those mental spaces for ourselves, and just overall creating spaces that we're comfortable in, we're going to thrive.
It took me a long time to become comfortable.
We're going to thrive.
I used to win smiling pictures because I was uncomfortable. It was my hair, it was the clothing, it was this, it was that. And I didn't have hand-me-downs or anything to that sort, but I had people around me who were light complected, who had long hair, who were smaller. So having the poured into me that I am who I am and nobody can stop that.
Right.
Was like the driving force for me to become comfortable in any space I walk in now.
Yeah, and that's true, because you be rocking those shoes though. Your shoe game is cold. I know that's gonna be a whole nother. Man, if I could put the camera right now, you guys, her shoe game is, man, she got so many tennis shoes. But that's a part of your individuality too, and your style. So. But I like to see what kind of kicks you go. Go ahead and throw your shoe up there real quick. What you rocking today? Okay.
These are my Off-White Chicago.
Off-White Chicago. Okay, that's what you do.
Yes.
Yes. But you got a cold shoe game. But just overall, thanks for what you're doing.
Thank you.
And just continue to motivate the youth, not just the women, but the young men as well. Keep doing that. Keep being a beacon in the community. And, let's eventually down the road, let's connect on something.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir. Absolutely.
Of course, the fall festival, but as far as, maybe combine them or something, we'll offline talk about that. But thank you for what you're doing. So is there any final remarks you want to have? Anything real quick you want to share? Quick little 20-second, 30-second?
Project Bridging is looking for funding. Seed funding. If you know someone who knows someone, or you are that someone who can help us, please reach out to us. We also need volunteers.
Yeah.
So if you could help us with that, you're helping grow a community. The thanks is beyond what you could ever expect. But we do need help. We need funding and we need volunteers. So if you can help us with that, reach out to us online, especially Facebook, Project Bridging. Thank you in advance.
Yeah. They need that money, y'all. Go ahead and help them out.
Because we do fundraising, but we could do so much more if we had stable income.
Consistent coming in, knowing that. Yeah.
Because I want them to have things, and certain things that they can have cost money. I don't want to have to ask their parent. Some of them don't have it.
Yeah.
They might not have it at the moment. Yeah. I don't want to let that be a circumstance. I want it to be available to say, we're going.
Yeah,
this is what's being done.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's good insight. And hopefully the viewers take a mental note of that too. So, but thank you all again for tuning in to Do the Math 24/7's Math Talk. I appreciate you guys, tuning in every week. And everyone have a great evening. And remember, do the math 24/7. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.